That's it! No, breathe. Find your happy place.
It's finally official. The second Inside Out movie is on its way, and very soon the audience will get emotional after watching the sequel. The first Inside Out film surprised everyone with its accurate representation of emotions that sometimes take over us, and you might be super curious to know what to expect from the second movie. We'll reveal all the details in a few minutes, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
I say we skip school tomorrow and lock ourselves in the bedroom.
We have no clean clothes. I mean, no one should see us.
We could cry until we can't.
Only 6 months ago, the release date of the movie was the biggest question, especially after fans edited an alleged trailer for the second movie. If you haven't seen what the fans have created so far, you should know that they kind of predicted that the sequel would be all about what it feels like to be a teenager, and that the new emotions that live inside a young person's brain. The fans' trailer shows us Riley, who turned 15, and that her interests have definitely changed. She is not interested in watching Frozen anymore. Now she is glued to the screen watching Catching Up with the Kardashians, and she wants to look good in selfies. Even though right now there's still no official trailer, we may assume that the fans were kinda right about the plot. But we'll continue talking about it later, and now we'll come back to the release date. Recently, Disney and Pixar finally made an official announcement on the studio's 2015 hit, and the sequel will arrive on June 14, 2024. No wonder people want to watch it so badly, because the first Inside Out movie that premiered in 2015 received praise and earned a plethora of award nominations and wins. Since 2015, the film won 100 different awards, including an Oscar for Best Animated Feature Film of the Year, and it was nominated for 116 awards. The plot and meaningful message of the first movie were the main reasons why the film earned so much attention. But what about the sequel? Will it be as successful as the first film?
We just do what Joy would do.
Great idea. Anger, fear, disgust. How are we supposed to be happy?
If you haven't watched Inside Out yet, you definitely should, because this is far from the typical animated movie. It is about a girl, Riley, who has 5 basic emotions, like we all do, such as joy, anger, disgust, fear, and sadness. All these emotions are shown as creatures that react to different situations in her life, and all of them live in Riley's head. Peter and Ronnie co-directed Inside Out, and the movie was produced by Pixar Animated Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Pictures. Back in the day, Pixar president Jim Morris told Entertainment Weekly that he finds it more difficult to produce sequels than original movies, and it made many fans think that Inside Out 2 will never happen. He said most studios jump on doing a sequel as soon as they have a successful film. But our business model is a filmmaker model, and we don't make a sequel unless the director of the original film has an idea that they like and are willing to go forward on. A sequel, in some regard, is even harder than the original because you've got this defined world, which on one hand is a leg up, and on the other hand has expectations that you can't disappoint on. Indeed, but it looks like the movie's directors already knew what will happen next, so no wonder the studio announced that Inside Out 2 will happen. Interestingly, speaking of film creation, Peter said, "To me, it's not as simple as we liked it, so let's make another one. What happens is you design these characters not so much looks-wise, but as they are characters and people for a story, so we'll explore it and see what happens."
Thank you.
Huh?
You know, through all this confusion, you've stayed. Well, you've stayed our happy girl.
While details remain scant about what Inside Out 2's story will be, it has been confirmed during the D23 that new emotions will be brought into the mix. Even in the first movie, we could already feel so many different emotions being involved in the entire situation. So, who else should we expect to see? According to Amy, who voiced Joy in the first movie, the sequel will be all about the problems that kids have during their puberty. So, we may expect that such emotions such as jealousy, lust, guilt, shame, and hope will appear. Of course, we can't claim for sure, but we can still assume, right? If you have your own thoughts on it, you can share them in the comment section down below. Also, the actress that said in a new film, "We will see how frustrating and difficult puberty is, and it'll all be shown through Riley's everyday life." At the very end of the original, Joy has that great moment where she's like, finally, everything the way it's supposed to be. Then we see that big puberty button. Should we press it? We do press it in the second second movie, says Amy. In some ways, Inside Out set itself up for a sequel, and we're going there. We're going to have what it feels like to be a teenager. The new emotions that live inside a young person's brain, she continues. In many ways, it was really exciting. We knew exactly where we were. We go to the teen brain and see the madness that lives inside there. The actress also went further and recalled the moments of her own puberty era and said there was lots of feeling frustrated or like you're very in between. There's a lot of things you want to have move quicker than they are, she says. I remember that feeling of wanting to grow up fast, which is such a funny feeling now. You wanted time to go fast. You wanted life to move. You wanted to move. Sometimes you get stuck in a system or a group that won't let you do that. I think a lot of frustration. I can remember that feeling frustration, and I know that young people still feel that. She then continued by saying, there's a lot of very complicated feelings about who I am, where do I fit in. Sometimes your brain is not your friend, but then also it's a time of real exploration, letting things go that don't work for you anymore, taking big swings and big chances. You're supposed to make a lot of mistakes. It's an adventurous time and it can be really treacherous. Those feelings don't go away, says Amy. They make room of their own in your brain, and then they come back over and over again at different times in your life. We bet the new film would be even more emotional than the previous one because puberty is always more difficult than childhood. And in the original movie, Riley was only 12 at the very end of the movie. Joy really felt like she got it all. She learned that we all have to accept all the emotions we have, but this puberty button will definitely cause some trouble in Riley's head. Also, in the first Inside Out movie, there was no traditional villain, and we assume this time we won't meet anyone as well. It looks like it became a new trend for Pixar movies. Why trend? Just take a look at Turning Red. Another very interesting movie about puberty. There's no traditional villain, even though we first may think that the bad guy at the movie is Ming, the mother of May. In Inside Out, we may expect that just like May, Riley will also have some misunderstandings with her parents, as she may fall in love and her parents aren't going to be happy about it. This is really interesting to see how exactly the filmmakers will deal with this part, and we're pretty sure they will do a really great job.
Fun already! Oh, you lucky dog. You're reading these cool things, I gotta go work. Life is so unfair.
Speaking of the cast, there's no information on who exactly will return or which new faces we'll see. But Amy's recent interview with People, we can assume that she will be back to voice Joy once again. We also hope to see Phyllis Smith, who brought to life sadness, Mindy, who played disgust, Bill, who was the one who voiced fear, and Lewis Black, who played anger. Caitlin, who played the role of Riley, Diane Lane was her mother, and Kyle played Riley's father, and Richard Kind voiced Bing Bong. We hope that very soon we'll have a chance to update you on new information regarding the cast, and we're pretty sure it'll happen soon.
Oh, remember the funny movie where the dog dies?
Oh, yeah. That's not.
Are you happy to know that Inside Out 2 will finally happen? Which new characters may we encounter? If you have any ideas, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Guys, you're overreacting. Nobody is dying.